What's your favorite memory?
When I was small, I would travel every summer from Detroit to northern Michigan and visit...
My name is Harald Schulte and I'm a performing artist and a dancer. I create movements, moods, stories, rooms simply by moving. I think I've been a performing artist since my early childhood. Maybe I was born with it, maybe it's a genetic defect, I don't know. Because when I was a child, all the time I arranged short pieces. I forced my friends to play games which were more or less theatrical stories, and usually if children play I'm a fireman or a policeman, they are a policeman or they are a fireman. And if I played a policeman, for example, I played an actor playing a policeman. It was always certain ideas that I felt the need to develop a story or a mood or a move or something like that. Like if you have a empty page and you feel the need to draw something on it, and always had the feeling that I have to do pieces, theatrical or more theater, no dance pieces in my early childhood. So and then afterwards I became an actor, or I tried to become an actor, because at the acting school they told me, well, your body on stage is perfect, but if you open your mouth, it's really over. This is quite difficult for an actor if just the body on stage is perfect, but the use of language is a catastrophe. So I knew I could not do something different, because even if I tried, it was just acting. If I worked as a psychologist, I was acting being a psychologist. If I worked in a shop, I was acting being a shop assistant or something like that. One day I was in Avignon at the theatre festival, and one evening I watched Buto dance of Yumiko Yoshioka. And I was so touched, I had to go away and to cry for a moment. And I did not know why, but some days later I realized she did on stage what I was doing in my own room, and thinking about it, it's so crazy, you cannot show anyone. You cannot show anyone. You must be crazy to create movements or moods like that. But watching her, I got the idea, okay, if somebody else does this, you can do also. And I started traveling around the world, joining one Buto workshop after another. And at the same time, I watched a ballet dance by Ande Kersmaker. I've never seen dancing before. Acting, yes. Theatre places, yes. But never seen dancing before. It was so clear I should become a dancer. Definitely. But I was quite old. I was about 25 at that moment, and so in the school they told me, you're too old, you're too tall. No problem, because in Buto dance you're never too old or too tall or too small, or even if you're handicapped you can dance Buto, because it's very much interested in developing your private, your personal dance. Therefore this way was perfect for me. Many people ask me what it means for me, and I feel quite uncomfortable answering, because I don't know, because it's a thing I have to do. It's not big choice doing something different. And a friend of mine, he says, oh, well, a man's got to do what a man's got to do. I think he's quite right, because I tried different things, but they did not work out very well. Buto originally was a dance of Tatsumi Hichikata. It was his personal dance, and of course of his colleague Kazuo Ono. They called their dance Buto, which was a very personal method, absolutely focused on themselves, their experiences, on their inner landscapes, on their moods, and they develop a very personal method. Therefore, my dance is not Buto. But if Buto means that you have to develop your own style of dancing, your own method, your own contents, which is different from every other style of dancing, then you can call it, of course, Buto. So, but it's a good label. It's a good label saying it's Buto dance, and so it's a personal private dance of Harald Schulte. Classical dance is developed by forms. There are pliés, développés, arabesque, attitudes, arm positions. We were really thinking about beautiful forms and then putting content on it, being Romeo or Juliet, and it should fly beautifully. Buto dance is not perfect form, and now it is like coming out very, very, very soft, and you have to guess what it's like. What does it reminds me? Yeah, maybe like a flower.
Swirl away in a flash.
Interestingly, for me, it was really the only way to move, because it's coming from inside. It's coming from an idea which occupies your body, and not by trying to imitate a form or a perfect movement. So it was quite easy for me. I didn't have a good base of body work, because as an actor, yeah, of course you have some ideas how to deal with your body, but I really had no control, no strength. So I found out I had to do more. So, and that's why I came to dance also ballet and modern dance and jazz dance, because this is a good education for my body. My body was not trained as a dancing body before. Everyone likes to dance, I think. If you go into disco, everyone dances. It makes people move. You don't care about skin color or nationality or gender. If there's music, it brings people together. This kind of dance, of course, Buto dance is different, which is really develops from inside. For example, from an idea of a rotten place, which is not nice to most people, but nevertheless very interesting, because if I look outside, it's a beautiful park, okay, I know it's nice, I feel comfortable with it, but it does not make me very curious. If there was a dark hole, I would be interested what's inside. My dance cannot be understood by thinking, intellectual thinking, but more or less by feeling or by guessing. Therefore, it's a hidden dance. It's like a present put into beautiful paper. You don't know what's inside, but the joy of finding out. Maybe you will never find out, but you can. How can I describe? For me, art has to do a lot of with. Oh, why do you ask so difficult questions? I think that children are really great artists, because they have always to find out new things and to try out new things, and they are very creative. They have to develop new things because they are not very experienced in life. Playing is, I think, a fundamental work of art. Yeah, the process is the fun and the product is the joy.
Swirl away in a flash.
I don't like that art very often becomes who's the best, who does better. Even if you work in concerning processes and not products. Too many concern, is it good, is it better than, and of because we have to live from it, and how do I get money? So even in art society, the use of elbow is found very often that I don't like. Sometimes we try to find reasons why art is so important. Why art is so important, and why the way I do art is best art, and I don't like this because no joy anymore.
When I was small, I would travel every summer from Detroit to northern Michigan and visit my relatives.
Art is futile, art is from outer space, art is dangerous, art is strange, art is crazy, art is nothing, art is boring, art is everything, art is nice, art is alien, art
I
is
would look down
artificial.
into the water and through my reflection see tiny fish. I would reach out to touch them and they would swirl away in a flash of silver and green and blue and gold. I would be left alone with only clear water between my fingers. Silver